Hi, I'm Bruce Justine, president of Seasoft Scuba, and this is the Dive Right In television network. And today I want to talk to you about weight belts. Matter of fact, I want to talk to you about Seasoft's weight belts, but talk to you about weight belts in general. You know, as I dive and I go down to the beach and get on boats and just dive in general, you just don't see that many weight belts anymore, and I think most of you probably concur. You don't see as many weight belts as we used to because we have weight integrated BCs. But I want to talk to you about that because there's a lot of instructors that still tell people that they should use a weight belt, and here's why. There's several reasons why you should do that. Now, if you're diving in warm water and you're using very little weight, I'm not going to argue with you using your weight integrated BC and not dividing your weights up. But I want to talk to you people that are diving with 20, 30, 40 pounds and even more, that are stuffing all that weight into your BC, and you can hardly lift your BC. You usually can't put it on yourself, and you're really diving in an uncomfortable way. Now, here's what I would suggest you do, and there's hundreds of instructors that agree with me. Here's why they're going to agree with me. Let's talk first about comfort. Let's say that I'm diving with 35 pounds of weight and I'm diving in a dry suit. If I take just 12 pounds out of my BC and put it on a weight belt, first of all, if I'm wearing a soft, comfortable weight belt, and it fits really well, I'm taking that 12 pounds out. It goes from 35 to 23. Well, 23 is sure a lot more manageable than 35. Let's say I'm wearing 30 pounds and I take 12 pounds out. It goes to 18 pounds from 30 pounds. Well, let me tell you, 18 pounds in your BC from 12 pounds is certainly a lot more manageable and it's certainly more comfortable. Now, let's talk about what I call my primary ditching weight and my secondary ditching weight. I need to be able to ditch at least half my weight, and that's my primary weight in an emergency. So if I've got 18 in my BC and I've got 12 on my waist, then I'm going to ditch the 18 in my BC. But let's imagine that I decide I've got 30 pounds and I wear a 16 pound weight belt and 14 in my BC, which would be really comfortable in my BC. I could then have my weight belt be my primary ditching weight and ditch the 16 in my weight belt and leave the 16 in my BC. Here's why that works. First of all, if I ditch all my weights, I could have what's a completely uncontrolled emergency ascent. Now, in an uncontrolled emergency ascent, I'm a lot more susceptible to an air expansion injury. In other words, I'm coming up so fast and I'm accelerating, especially if I've got a dry suit. So the air is expanding in my dry suit, the air is expanding inside my BC. So, and I may be trying to flare or trying to stop myself from coming up faster. But boy, if that air is expanding in that dry suit, air is expanding in that BC, I could be really accelerating toward the surface. And you know, the temptation to hold your air a little bit because you're a little bit panicked or scared or whatever, bad things happen when you're going fast and going toward the surface. So the idea that maybe I don't ditch all my weights, but in an emergency, I run out of air for whatever reason, I'm still going to go to the surface, because if I'm neutrally buoyant at 30 pounds and I lose 16, it's for sure I'm going to go to the surface. So if I lose that 16 as I am my primary, I've still got my secondary weights on, I'm going to moderate my ascent to the surface, and thus I'm going to end up having not quite that blast to the surface, but I'm still going to end up at the surface and maybe avoid that air expansion injury. It'll only be a few seconds difference, but just gives me that chance to maybe get an extra breath or two out of my regulator as the air expands in my tank as I go up as well. So there's a lot of good reasons not to ditch all the weights as I go up to the surface. So that's one of the reasons. Second reason is it's just a lot more comfortable. If I don't have all 30 pounds in my BC, I'm more comfortable. So if I'm doing a shore entry, or I'm doing that giant stride, or I'm walking across the deck of the pitching boat deck, and I don't have all those weights in one place, it just makes a real big difference. And I think that if you try it, I think you're really going to find it to be. I mean, I've talked thousands of people in the last 30 plus years to diving that way, and I rarely ever had somebody say that they weren't a lot more comfortable, it didn't feel safer diving that way. So I think you at least consider diving in that manner, dividing your weights up for safety and comfort. Now, if you've decided that that's something you want to try, I want you to consider CSOF's weight belts, and here's why. We are the only weight belt system that pulls towards you. And the reason for that is that our weight belts stretch. There's a rubber tube that holds the lead. So when you put this weight belt on, you're going to actually stretch the weight belt to pull it on. That means that the lead is pulling towards you. Every other weight belt out there, now they might have rubber belts or have little contraptions on it to try and mimic the lead pulling towards you, but lead's pretty heavy and pretty cumbersome. For all intents and purposes, the lead's going to be pulling away from you. When lead pulls away from you, every step you take, it's going to be doing this against your hips or against your body, back and forth. CSOF's weight belts stretch and pull towards you so that when you step, it moves with you and stays nice and tight and very comfortable. Matter of fact, most people swear that they can't believe it's actually that much weight. If it's a 16 pounder, can't believe it has 16. If it's 20, can't believe it has 20. So it's way more comfortable diving it that way. If you're a free diver, it's phenomenal for free diving. If you try it, you'll never go back. So we're just introducing a new buckle system, so I want to share that with you as well. We for years have had our pretty much half-pound stainless steel cam buckle. It slides through here, and you'd pull it, so you'd get it right here, and you'd grab the weights, stretch the whole buckle, and do it up. What we found is a lot of people like this new method. What it is, you'd have it be on your waist right here, and you'd literally, the whole belt's going to stretch. Remember, the whole belt stretches, so you get it about right here, and then you just stretch the whole belt and do it up like that. In emergency, since it's under tension, remember it's already stretched, you just dump it by hitting both side release buckles, and it just comes off really easy. Doesn't matter if you hit one side by accident, it's not going to come open. You have to do both sides. And one size fits all because you've got all the adjustments in the back. So you've got all that adjustment to fit a little small waist or, big guy, even bigger than me. So you've also got a 4-year warranty on it, unconditional warranty. We even do that on rentals. And the other thing is, in rentals, most of these last 8, 9, even 10 years. We've had some last, more than 10 years. So it's virtually indestructible. There's rubber tube underneath this neoprene tube, and everything's built to last. We even have a ditching guarantee. If you ever ditch an emergency, you get a new one for half price. So we've sold hundreds of thousands of these in the last 30 years. We are a best-selling soft weight belt in the world, have been for decades. If you want to dive more comfortable, dive with a soft weight belt, divide your weights up. I think you'll be happier if you do. I'm Bruce Justinen. Thanks for watching.